What's the shaila? The shaila is, what if we have, let's say you have $1,000 in a drawer, and you have a pair of sunglasses, and it's the winter time, and I don't mean like the winter over here. I mean it's like the real winter, Over here it's like a fake winter. So, but let's say you're holding in the middle of the winter, it's mamish, it's snowing outside, it's freezing outside, and you have in your drawer, you have $1,000, and you have a pair of sunglasses in the winter time. And I don't mean one of these fancy Ban Ray sunglasses that cost like $2,000. I mean like, the regular people ones that cost like $20 or $30, like a regular one. So now you have a choice, $1,000 or sunglasses, which are $30. $1,000 cash or sunglasses. So that case would be easy. There's no shaila to open up that drawer on Shabbos. That draws a basis to the money, a basis of davar aser, and therefore it's mevatel the chshivus of that. I think everybody understands the mutter is not chashiv. A pair of sunglasses is not. What costs more? $1,000. That case is easy. The shaila is, how do we convey a chshivus? Do we convey a chshivus kafi the monetary value, or I'll say it even more extreme? What I would save if I had to save it from a fire, is that how I convey a cheshivas who's more important than the other? So our first case is easy. If you have a case of $1,000 of sunglasses, do you want to know which one would you save? Of course you'd save $1,000. You could buy 50 pairs of sunglasses with $1,000. So there's no shaila, the money is worth more. There's no shaila. The shaila is that's an easy case. But what happens if I have something which its monetary value, or during the week, I would say, I would certainly more save the aser or the mutter, etc. We'll have to see. And but on the Shabbos it would change. On Shabbos I have a tzorich in the davar mutter. Do I look at Shabbos or do I look at a weekday? So for example, what would be a normal example? A person has a regular pair of glasses. A regular pair of glasses, this is only glasses. So he has $1,000 inside the drawer. And he has his pair of glasses, why are his glasses in the drawer? Why would he do that? If he needs them all the time, so he has glasses that he uses when he reads. And he needs them for Shabbos to read, to learn, and to sing Zmiris and everything. So Mela, he has in the drawer the glasses, and in the drawer he has $1,000. How much do the glasses cost? They cost like $200. Which one would he save during the week? Avada, he would save $1,000 because you could buy 5 pairs of glasses with $1,000. Okay, but on Shabbos, he needs the glasses, and what's more important to him on Shabbos? Obviously, the glasses are more important. So where do we look at? This is where the Shaila begins. What do we look at? Do we look at what's the value klape Shabbos? And then for Shteitzach, the glasses are more important. Or do we look at inherently what's more of a value? So who knows the answer to this question? What's the answer? So the Maisa, there's a Mishnah Berurah that seems to address this. It seems to be the Mishnah Berurah's Mefurish, and it could be the Mishnah Berurah answers all of our questions, as always. Mishnah Berurah says, in Siman Reish Ayin Zayin, what would you say, Misvara? What would you say, Misvara? What? You say, yeah? I would say this. I would say, don't say Misvara, because when you have a Mishnah Berurah first, what's the point in saying Misvara? That's what I would say. What? So you're saying that's the Mishnah Berurah. Let's see, where's Mishnah Berurah? Reish Ayin Zayin. See, you've gotten you know this by heart by now. So the Mishnah Berurah says, "Imayamunach al shulchan kikris or shar dvarim shed sarich l'Shabbos." Things that you need for Shabbos. So he says, "Pshita deim chshuvim yosim in aner." It's not only do you have a Mishnah Berurah, but the Mishnah Berurah said this is the most pashut thing in the world. Right? Like if you don't know this, you don't even exist. Pshita. If you have something that's a tzarich Shabbos, that's for sure more chashuv than the ner. Says the Shar Tzin Sivkat Yud Zayin came beir the Achrayim. Excuse me. Who says this? Achrayim. It's pshita, but who says it? Achrayim. Like as if to say everybody in the world says this. Nothing to discuss. Is the Mishnah Berurah a real diak? In other words, he's saying Kam Kikres v'Shar Dvarim should sarich l'Shabbos. Pshita, they're more chashuv than the ner. Did the Mishnah Berurah just say anything? And what about the ner? The ner I don't need for Shabbos. All right. So I'm not sure. Is this such a diak in the Mishnah Berurah? Again, what did the Mishnah Berurah say? The Mishnah Berurah is trying to tell me what's more important than ner. Shita, if you have things that you need for Shabbos, they beat the ner. No, I need the ner also for Shabbos. So I'm not sure if this is really a diak. Mishnah Berurah might be talking about not our case. Mishnah Berurah is talking about a case of where you have a ner which you need for Shabbos, and challah, which you need for Shabbos. For whatever reason, I don't know why, we'll see maybe, pshita, that the ner is less important than the other things you need for Shabbos. I'm not sure why. Why is that pshita? And why is this? Well, the Achrayim say this. But that's when you have to, that I understand. If I have in front of me two things that are needed for Shabbos, so for Shnei Tzach, how am I going to figure it out? I'm going to try and figure out who do I need more for Shabbos. But that's not our kasha, right? And again, it could have been that if you have two things, you would look at maybe the Shabbos of what thing I would save. Maybe that's the way you convey. What's more valuable, the thing that I would save during the week? That shows that he's more important. If I have something on Shabbos, two things on Shabbos. One of them, I need more on Shabbos than the other one. Both of them I need on Shabbos. So maybe Pashut, you look at which one you need more on Shabbos. I'm not 100% sure from this Mishnah Berurah. If you have any diuk in the Mishnah Berurah. And I saw one sefer, he says Mefurish Mishnah Berurah. I don't know if there's a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah about this. Does anybody see Mefurish Mishnah Berurah? I didn't find the Mefurish Mishnah Berurah on this shaila. But I found the Mefurish Rav Moshe. It's very interesting. This question Rabbi Badner asked the Gaon Rav Moshe, and he asked the Rosh Shlomo Zalman. He asked this in the 31st Shuvah to Rav Moshe, and to Rosh Shlomo Zalman he asked it he has Shuvahs over there. He asked it to Rosh Shlomo Zalman in the back of the book over there. He has all these Shuvahs and questions that he asked to all these big Gaonim, and he says like this. This one is printed in the Rosh Moshe in the 5th volume, Chav Beis Yud Zayin. Let's see what it says. So they asked Rav Moshe, Eich danim chshivas hadavar le'inin kli sheyesh alav davar muter v'davar aser. How do you dan the chshivas hadavar? It's interesting over here. There are other Rav Moshes here where he brings Mishnah Berurah. Over here he didn't bring a Mishnah Berurah. Maybe it's because there's no Mishnah Berurah. Okay. So he says davar shebasas davar aser davar muter, that we go basa the chashiv. Is the chashiv the value or like the mashal? You have a sitter tefillah. Interesting his example. You'll see I'm bothered by his example. This isn't Rav Moshe, the example. The example is Rabbi Badner. He says, you have a sitter or you have $100. And today, sometimes the $100 is more than the sitter. But okay, he means where the sitter is not more than the $100. Are they bas tshuva? Davar achashiv loy daininen rak lefi shavius. Not only lefi shavius, of course, shavius, yes, play a role, right? But it's not only shavius. V'dai be'oifin the sitter v'kesef yesh l'sitter chshivas yoser mikesef. Certainly, a sitter has more chshivas than geld. Okay, that's one. He doesn't explain why Rav Moshe. That was Pashut. Like Rav Moshe wants to say that B'chal is not up for discussion. For sure, a sitter is worth more than money. That's first of all. If he has glasses, umayis al gabi basis. Came with the tzarich mishkafayim. He needs the glasses. Mamish our case, right? That's the glasses. So then Rabbi say, havalei mishkafayim kedavar chashiv legabe moyis. So therefore, who wins? You have a pair of glasses that cost $200, you have $1,000. No questions. Rav Moshe, the $200 glasses wins because you need it. So this is the first Rav Moshe. Doesn't matter how many thousands of dollars are there because you need the glasses. Now let's say you have two pairs of glasses and you don't really need those glasses. So he says, oh, that's a different story. So now we have to shots up. I have glasses already. So therefore, it's not a tzarich of Shabbos. So now you have $1,000 against $200 glasses. Of course, there you go after the Shabbos, says Rav Moshe, and then it becomes a basis. And we go basis. That's why Rav Moshe says, we made a kicker of a hoin rav. You have $10,000 and a bilka, which is worth like a shekel. Azlina basa the kicker. Avadi go basa the bilka. Avadi go basa the bilka. Came in the tzarich lahai kicker b'Shabbos because you need that kicker on Shabbos. So kicker on Shabbos. So the Mishnah is the Ramesh is clear. Ramesh seems to say that if we don't look just at Shabbos. If you want to know, can we also look at Shabbos? Yeah. But if I have something that supersedes that, give me two examples of something that supersedes that. A sefer that supersedes. We have to see why. I guess because when a sefer falls on the floor, you kiss it. If Ramesh doesn't explain, it means that every cheder child can understand, right? And you don't need any landis. Ramesh says, of course, a siddur is worth more than money. What's he talking about, right? You go to a store, you can buy 50 siddur. So what's Ramesh talking about? So obviously, what Ramesh means is because a siddur is heilig, a siddur is kaddish, it falls on the floor, you give it a kiss. So then, if a person, I'll say it even stronger. Is there any question? You're right, this one is worth more. But when a person would have to save, what would he have to save? Unfortunately, not unfortunately, I don't know. But imagine a person would know he has not a Sefer Torah, Chas v'Chalila. He has a Chumash. A Chumash is about to get burnt, and it's either the Sefer Torah, a Chumash, $1,000, right? What would he have to allow to get burnt? What do you think? What? I see what you would do. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure about this. I was thinking this as I was driving over. I'm not 100% sure because we know a Sefer Torah, there's no Shaila, but that's Our Svarim is a Shaila in their level of Kedusha. We're Machmir, that they have a high level of Kedusha, and therefore we don't let you bring into a bathroom, et cetera, et cetera. Here, what am I doing if Chalila, if somebody sees a fire? What's he doing? He's not doing a Maisa. So is it my responsibility to save it from Bizayan? Yeah, so what do you think? Yeah, you see on Shabbos that we even said special Ateirim to save Svarim. Okay, I'm not that yes, that you light. I hope it never happens. That's clear. But yes, you have to save the sefer. So decide that's where Moshe means. The sefer is more important, and that's why he doesn't even explain it. Of course, the sefer is more important. Every Yiddish cup understands that Avada sefer is more important. A second way of being kaveya more important, other than value, is again one way is value. One way is kaddish and something that you would kiss if it fell on the floor or whatever. And now the third way. The third way is Soyrich Shabbos. Where did Moshe get this from? Moshe seems to take on its pashut. If I had to point to a Mishnah Berurah that maybe is a raya, I don't think it's that Mishnah Berurah. I think it's a Mishnah Berurah by us that the Mishnah Berurah says, if everybody else considers this thing more valuable, it doesn't matter what they think. It all matters on you. Now, that's not our case. That's not what we're discussing, right? But it's the same type of idea. If when it comes, the Shiur Shiur in Simchat Lamed Gimel, that we don't look at, get the picture of the puppy that we spoke about yesterday, right? Sometimes we don't look at the Welt, I look at you. So Klape Shabbos, that's a Chiddush. I look at Shabbos as its own world. I'm not saying it's the same thing, this Mishnah Berurah. I definitely feel that, there is a pashtus over here. I don't have a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah about this, but I think that is the pashtus. I think that's the pashtus, and therefore, then this will be the first guidance to donning the shilas. The need number one is we have to look at value. Need number two is we have things that supersede. One is the kedusha of a sefer, and the third is something that you need on Shabbos. I could hear the pshat is that the laws of Shabbos are all hukva kafi migudis katzai kafi when Shabbos comes in, and what you need for Shabbos is kaveh d'chshivas. Right? I could hear such a svara. Everything on Shabbos is kafi entering into Shabbos. Is it Mefurish in the Mishnah Berurah? No, I'm not convinced. Mishnah Berurah just says, when you need this for Shabbos, he means about it's more than the Ner, but the Ner I also need for Shabbos. So of course there you're trying to figure out who do I need more for Shabbos. So therefore I'm not convinced. I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. Because one sefer writes that he doesn't understand. There's a whole nidin about this. What's the nidin Michal Mishnah Berurah Mefurish? Right? That's not a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah. As a matter of fact, it's so not a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah that Rav Shlomo Zalman was asked this question by Rabbi Badner, and he said, he hears the svar, this is what he writes, he hears the svar of Moshe, he says, but the pashtus is not like that. The pashtus is you go after Shavuos. In other words, you go after what you would save during the week. You would go after, if you have $1,000 glasses, $1,000 in the drawer and $200 pair of glasses, you need the glasses for Shabbos. He says, okay, but you look at Be'etzim. I'm just trying to show you, it's definitely not pashut. It's definitely not pashut. It's hard for me to believe that Rosh Hashanah forgot a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah. I don't think there's a Mefurish Mishnah Berurah. And come again. But Minikan Ashim is Chal against Ner. Chal against Ner, we didn't get to yet. I didn't get to the cases yet. I'll get there in one moment. We're going to get there in one moment. Today we'll try to finish the sugya, this part of the sugya, Bez Hashem. Okay, did Rosh Shlomo Zalman really hold like this? Did Rosh Shlomo Zalman really hold like this? Meaning, Rosh Shlomo Zalman is going to tell you if you have a pair of glasses that you need for Shabbos, so then the drawer, you will not be allowed to open up the drawer. According to Moshe, open up the drawer. Tilt them outside, it didn't become a buses, take out the glasses. Will you be allowed to close the drawer? Probably not, unless you need the malkim, okay? Because it's still, you're now doing tilt them outside, not for the malkim, okay? That's a different shmooze. But according to Shlomo Zalman, you're not allowed to open the drawer. The drawer is a buses, the whole entire drawer becomes muksa. According to Shlomo Zalman, you can't even open up the drawer. Did Shlomo Zalman say this? We will never know. Because when I asked this question to the Shmir Shabbos, I showed him where this is years ago. I showed him what it says in the English book he has in the back in Hebrew. The questions he asked for Shlomo Zalman. So I showed him this from Shlomo Zalman because in the same Shmir Shabbos Kilchas he says not like this, and he has in his Akdama that everything Shlomo Zalman went over, right? So I told him you have to change the book because Shlomo Zalman went over everything in the Akdama. I went on Sukkot one year and I had a bunch of hours, and this is one of them. I showed it. This one is in print and it says Shlomo Zalman on the top of the page, and in Shmir Shabbos, so he's brought down in the 20th parak, in the 231st ha'ara. The 231st ha'ara, very important because this is in the new print, in the 231st ha'ara. This story happened before the new print came out. So I said to him, We have to change it because in his sefer, he's Mekel. Not called Mekel. I'm saying he holds that you go after I guess it's a kula. Usually it's a kula. The tzarich of Shabbos. If the tzarich of Shabbos is less in value, who cares? If you have a bilka and $10,000, you would go after the bilka. If you would have the glasses, you would go after the glasses. That's what the Shmir Shabbos is. But Rosh Hashanah said not like that. So not like that. So I asked him. So he told me Rosh Hashanah read this part of the book also. They didn't put an ara. He didn't put any R's. It says it over here. Meaning, which came first, though, I asked. When did he read the book? Right? So he thought about it, and that was it. Then we went on to the next question. So I always thought when I would open up the new volume, I would see that it changed. So it didn't change. So okay. So what we're supposed to say, no. Pashtus is like that. The Pashtus is you can be Mekel, no matter what. It's a suffix in Muksa, which is Pashtus Lakula, and you can be Mekel. I agree with that. Akopanim, that's the Pashtus. Now, the Ochas Rabbeinu in the 119th page, in the 383rd page, he says, like Rabbi Moshe. I mean, this is the Pashtus. He says about it, but you're going to see in a minute. There's going to be different. He says, Ada Saif, always Tzarich Shabbos. A lot of these things the Olam knows. So listen carefully, because you know me, I might be adding something. Tzarich Shabbos wins always. That's the Chazon Ish's Mahalach. Whatever is the Tzarich Shabbos, and it makes so much sense, right? Whatever is needed for Shabbos, that's how we're going to be kaveya, if it's a basis or not. So therefore, the Tzarich of Shabbos is going to win. He goes like that. Rabbi Moshe goes like that. I'm telling you, Ulai the Mishabura goes like that. Ulai Rishon Mizalman goes like that. And Shabbos Gilchus goes like that. So this is the halacha. Now, interesting. Why do Kallus win? Once and for all. No, Levi. Once and for all. Why do Kallus win the Ner? You read the Mishnah, simple Jews that read Mishnah Berurah. Rabbi Khan, we tried this yesterday. Simple Jews that read the Mishnah Berurah. What does it say in the Mishnah Berurah at Reish Ayin Zayin? He says, this, you don't even have to think. It's the most posh thing in the world. He says, Pshita that Kallus, Ushar Dvarim, Shetzarech L'Shabbos Stam. What are Shar Dvarim? He's not making a rash out of Kallus, right? You see clearly he's not making a rash out of Kallus, because in the same sentence, you see, Kallus and things I need for Shabbos. I saw one sefer, he says, what things do you need for Shabbos? He says, like wine for Kiddush. I have a kasha. Mishnah Berurah would have saved one extra. I made a cheshbon today. If he would have written Yayin LeKiddush, he would have saved an entire extra drop of ink. And in fact, you know how much drops of ink that is? Thousands and millions of Mishnah Berurahs have been printed. It's an extra drop of ink. How many trees had to die? How many trees? No, because they make ink sometimes out of trees too. How many trees have to die for that extra drop of ink? What? Why didn't he just write, if you have Kallus or Yayin LeKiddush? What? Oh, thank you, Rabbi Yadek and a Kohen God. He's trying to help out his brother Kohen, the mayor, the Kohen. I think like you. I think that the Mishnah Berurah is trying to be inclusive. He doesn't mean like this chashiv wonderful sefer that says Yayin LeKiddush. And when it says Shar Dvarim, it means Yayin LeKiddush. The Mishnah Berurah is being so liberal over here, Yeah, kikris. It doesn't sound. Yesterday I said maybe Kallus is because Kallus is deraisa. It doesn't say that in the Mishnah Berurah. Maybe Kallus is a mitzvah. That's definitely not saying that in the Mishnah Berurah. Mishnah Berurah sounds very aggressive and liberal over here. He sounds, Kallus, Shar Dvarim. The zachin that you need for Shabbos, that for sure beats the ner. That beats the ner. That's the words in the Mishnah Berurah. Now see where I'm getting at. Shadvarim Sarkal Shad Pshita, they're more chashuv than the ner. Dainum and the Shalevis are there. Now what's the pshitas? Tamazai. I need the ner for Shabbos too. Today we for sure understand this Mishnah Berurah because we don't need the ner. So we don't even have a problem understanding this, right? So what's the pshat in this Mishnah Berurah? Always bothered me this Mishnah Berurah. What's the pshat? I'm telling the Gemaisa this Mishnah Berurah. Pshita, it's more important. I'm not. Does anybody want to try? Because I'm not saying my mahal is so good. What? The what? No, definitely not the Shevet. I mean, I'm saying this with all due respect, even though it sounds like not, but definitely not like the Shevet Levi. The Shevet Levi said, because this belongs on the table, this does not. That is definitely not what it says in the Mishnah Berurah. Mishnah Berurah says, push it by anybody without even thinking. That means, Rabbi, if you're thinking, you're already doing too much. Without even thinking, a challah and Coca-Cola is push it more important than the ner. That's what it says in Mishnah. Again, I'm going after yesterday's shiur. After yesterday's shiur, let's assume our leichters are klisha machla yisr, because I don't want to get involved in the leichter aspect. I'm only getting involved in the fire. And me and you and everyone in this room, I have no problem understanding this Mishnah Berurah, because I don't even need these candles because I have electricity. But I don't understand the Mishnah Berurah. What's the pshat in the Mishnah Berurah? I have Coca-Cola on the table, or Be'er Mayim Chaim, sorry. Yeah, you have Be'er Mayim Chaim on the table, right? And I have a fire. Of course I need the fire more than the drink. No? No? What? I don't want to be in the dark, right? What's the answer?
You said yesterday.
What? That's it. That's Ashkafa. I didn't forget. Yeah, it's better to be in the dark than without. Yeah, but so Chaya like this. I'll tell you an interesting story. Yesterday, I was very not feeling well during the shiur. You notice I wasn't feeling so well. And I realized after I came home, after the shiur, after I gave 2 shiurim, after I came home, I almost like fainted. I realized I didn't eat lunch because my wife went away yesterday, right? So usually when she's there, I eat, right? So I didn't eat. So that's why you think, it's not a Torah alone. You also have alecha, you have to eat bread or you're going to die. That's it. I was starving hungry. I'd fasted the whole entire day. And I realized afterward, I didn't have a coffee because in the morning, somebody was walking by the milk and said, I'm not sure, the milk might be on. Oh, what are you doing? That's it. So I said, oh, forget it, right? So I didn't have a coffee and I didn't eat the whole day. No matter, it's a pella. Baruch Hashem, I'm alive, everything's okay, right? I came home, I was so weak. And then I realized I didn't eat today. I didn't eat. So then I decided to do an experiment. I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was moody, right? So I decided to eat in the dark. I also had a headache. It was one of my cheshbon. I decided to eat in the dark. And I was starving. I wanted to eat, right? I went to see, am I going to get oinig and eating in the dark? And then I'm going to, after today. So yesterday I was hungry. I ate in the dark. I did enjoy it. Chazal say that might not be cursed. But I guess when you're hungry, it's either that or not having food. That's my point. Chazal say you don't enjoy an iver, a blind person doesn't enjoy his food. Because what you can't see, you don't enjoy it. Doesn't mean that, but if it's a choice, right? You understand what I'm saying? It's true. So today I ate the food. Yeah, okay. Maybe I enjoyed it a little bit more. But if I would have a choice, food, that's what you're saying. If I have a choice of food, this is very important. Listen closely. If I have a choice of food or drink. So now, let's say I have a choice. It's very interesting. Let's say I have a choice of having a whole meal and no Be'er Mayim Chaim. That's your Coke, So I have a choice. I could have the Be'er Mayim Chaim or no fire. Ask the guy. Everybody has to answer this question now, right? If you have a choice, Be'er Mayim Chaim, but having no candles on the table in a time when there was no electricity. By us, this question doesn't even start. By us, there's no question in the world that this anything you put on the table is going to beat the candles. It's by us, no question in the world. Okay, but I'm asking now in the time of the Mishnah Berurah, if you have on the table, food or no light, choose. What do you have on the table? Gefilte fish or no light, choose. What would you take? It's gefilte fish, London. I don't know. I don't know. Chicken soup. It's not during the day, right? Unless you're a guy. I'm saying so. No, you got now a drink, and this is the drink that you're going to drink on Shabbos. Okay, this is the drink. So what's more important, the drink or the fire? What's the answer? For sure, the drink. I mean, it's not having a drink. It's not again. The problem where this gets complicated is that I have 5 other drinks. So, and I am going to drink all the other 5 other drinks, right? So that's where it gets a little bit complicated, right? But I think that's the chiddush of the Mishnah Berurah over here. If this is what I plan on drinking, so then this thing that I'm actually going to drink on Shabbos is more important than the fire. If I have to choose between this, the difficulty becomes when you do it the way I just said it. I'd say if I had to choose between a drink and fire, I would choose the fire because I have a different drink. This is the part where I'm not sure about. It's very complicated, this. I'm going to try to explain this, but to get to clarity over here. But at least I'm starting to understand the Mishnah Berurah a little bit. The Mishnah Berurah is saying, if you have kikris I need for Shabbos. So for Shtetzach, I would choose the kikris over the fire, right? And again, it has nothing to do with mitzvah. I never realized this before. It's nothing to do with mitzvah. It's nothing to do with the rice. It's nothing to do with any of these things. We're trying to figure out which thing, if I had to choose, which would I choose? Kape Shabbos, right? So where I am right now. Now the question is that how does this work? If I lit the candles already, I certainly want the candles because I want to get the mitzvah. So how does that work? What's the pshat in the Mishnah Berurah? This is a difficult thing, right? But let's go slow. So I was thinking one by one cases, okay? Lefi, what I'm saying, it comes out a chumrah and a kula. Watch. Lefi this, let's say I take stam regular bread, stam sliced bread. I just want to throw on the table bread. I don't think you could be makel on that. I don't think you can be makel on that because I don't want it for Shabbos and I'm not eating it for Shabbos. I'm not a goy, right? You're not eating sliced bread on Shabbos, it's not the gaya, right? So I don't want it for Shabbos. I'm not eating it on Shabbos. It's not a tzarech Shabbos. I don't have any more the simplicity of the Mishnah Berurah Pshita, that if you have this or that, which would you choose? I would choose the ner. I want my Shabbos table to have candles on it. I want a surah of my Shabbos table. I would choose that. Now, the reason why this is also pashut is everybody here has to, on his own, know the answer to this question. I would not choose the bread. I don't care about the bread. But I say, that goes for a few things. I don't know. So Mishnah Berurah says, Shar Dvarim Shetzarich L'Shabbos. Right? Now, you're going to have to learn the Mishnah Berurah, I think. I don't know. Gefilte fish. That's what I was thinking. Gefilte fish. I keep thinking about, right? I have electricity. I don't really need the Shar Dvarim Shetzarich L'Shabbos Pshita Hein Chashiv Yoser Min Haner. What? Pshita Hein Chashiv Yoser Min Haner. What be'etzim? No, we're going with Rav Moshe. My starting point is Rav Moshe. I said we're going with Rav Moshe. Mishnah Berurah, I think, is noted that way. It's on the first, but that's my starting. He said Pshita, this is more than the ner. What is Pshita? It's more than the ner. Why is it Pashit that Chala is more than the ner? Why is it and Shar Dvarim? And he's putting together Chala with Shar Dvarim. It's equal, right? So he's obviously not talking about some mile of Chala and mitzvah deraises and satiation and whatever. He's putting together Chala with Shar Dvarim. He's not just talking about Yain and Kiddush, right? It's not an Uncle Moshe song. Right? This is Shar Dvarim that I need for Shabbos. So what are those Shar Dvarim I need for Shabbos? Rabbi said, I'm afraid to say this. Rabbi said, toilet paper. You hear this, Maisa? The biggest chiddush you ever heard in your life. Do you need it for Shabbos? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right? Of course you need it for Shabbos. So what's more important? Toilet. Let's say there's three, things of toilet paper in the house. Every one of them is a commodity. When Corona started, that wasn't a question, right? But even now, you have in your house 3 of them, and you need them for Shabbos. And right before you want to leave the challah on the hot plate, so go to the toilet and take out some toilet paper and the cut toilet paper and put it on the table. So what's more? What do you want more? Say the honest. Pshita. You hear this? This is probably the biggest chiddush that was ever said in the history of the world, right? But it's emes. There's no question. By needs push, I'm going to maybe do it this Shabbos, right? No, just. Right? No, just a beat device. Right? It's pshita. Pshita, the toilet paper is more than the candles. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, right? I mean, bullshit. The question I have, I'll tell you my difficulty, and then you guys can help me out. My difficulty is that I said yesterday matzahs. There are things that are pashit by me. Toilet paper, pashit, but it's pashit, not even shot in the velt, right? Wait. So we'll get to your toilet in a minute. I know my character. That's your brother, David. That's your brother. Oh, goodness. Did you tell your mother to call me, please? Anyways, the toilet paper is not even a shaila. The other direction, I think this is just making me more thirsty. No? What? Oh, we'll get to that. I want to make the easy cases first because it's very complicated. But if you have 3 packets of toilet paper, that's why I said that, right? 3 packets, it's already scary even when you have a small family, right? When it's a big family, right? 3 packets of toilet paper is already, scary, right? So now, pshita, I need that. That's more of a tzarech Shabbos. By me, it's a funny thing. I think a normal person would give a shiur. He would say, toilet paper doesn't chenisht, right? Right? By us, paship of care, pum fakir, no question in the world. Toilet paper on a table, zikr beats out the life, the not even shayla. Okay. The other extreme is bread, rye bread, whatever the Israelis call the sliced bread, right? Does zikr not? Because the fact that I could theoretically be yotzei mitzvah sudas Shabbos with it, shtusim. That's not what it says in the Mishnah Berurah. It's not a din and a whatever. It's a mitzias. Do you need this for Shabbos? The answer is now I'm asking you, what do I need for Shabbos? I need this. Pshita, that the ner is more than that. And even if you have electricity, because the ner is something that you want it for Shabbos, you want the fire and whatever. Right? And, whatever. Okay. The middle case is where I'm not clear. What about gefilte fish? Doritos, right? You put on a packet of Doritos and then whatever. Do I want the Doritos more than the fire? So like this. Me, try to get Kallus in the year Tafshin Pei Aleph, Pshita, yeah. Right? Pshita, yeah, of course, because I have electricity. I don't really care about these candles. I just do it to be Yotzei Zayin, right? I don't really care. So to me, it's Pasha, Shar Dvarim, I need him for Shabbos, right? So it comes out very ironic. I'm going to be very liberal. If these are my Doritos and this is what I'm eating for Shabbos, that's the Chiddush here. I don't think that you could say, if he has 42 other packets of Doritos, if these are the ones he's going to eat for Shabbos, so then, yes, this is the one he wants. So Pshita, this is a value to him. He's going to wind up getting Einik Shabbos from it. Pshita. Challah, Pshita. Pshita, the most Pshita in the ganze Welt. Rye bread, sliced bread, you're not eating it on Shabbos. So Pshita nisht, it's worthless to you. Anything that you're not. Now, the complicated part is what the Adam is asking me. What about, so I said yesterday, the box of matzahs. Maisa, you have to know yourself. Are you using the box of matzah? Are you using one of those matzahs for Shal Shiddas? If you're using one of those matzahs for Shal Shiddas, Pshita, I need this box of matzahs more than I need the ner. Pshita, it's the most budget thing in the ganze Welt. What about if I have 6 challahs, 2, one for Shal Shiddas, one for the lunch or whatever, and I take one of those challahs and put it on the table? Pshita, of course I need it. I need one of those for one of the meal. I need those for the meals. So Pshita, that's a Tzarech Shabbos, and Pshita beats the ner. What if I, give me another case, help me out. If I the one case, I told you, this case I'm not 1,000,000,000% sure about is if I have, 5 bottles of Coke, 6 bottles of Coke, okay? I have enough that I don't need it on Shabbos, all of them, right? 6, or I'll give you an example in my house. I don't open bottles, right? So let's say I'll take a bottle which is not open, and I'm Pshita not using it on Shabbos. Is there a possibility, but oilam, that I might have to cut through the bottle or give it to a guy or somebody like that or something like that? It's a possibility, but it's not in my thought that better shmachas that I'm going to be using it. Pshita, that won't be good. Pshita, that doesn't beat a ner because you're not using it on Shabbos. You have to just read the Mishnah Berurah. V'mayamunach al shulchan min hatrashis gan kickers u'shadvarim shetzarich l'Shabbos. Pshita dem chshuvin yoysim min a ner. Pshita doesn't. And what about gefilte fish? Today, there's no question. There's no question. That's why I'm cheating a little bit. Because today it's very easy. For sure, I want the gefilte fish more than I want the candle because I don't care about the candle. What about in Radin? I don't know. Because what does it mean? In Radin, he had candles in other places in the house. It's just that these were the candles on the table. So it was going to be pretty dark. So I don't know. Go and ask the Mishnah Berurah. What would you rather have? Would you rather have gefilte fish? I think that if I had to have a dark table, a choice of a dark table or gefilte fish, I think I would choose the gefilte fish. If it wasn't pitch black, I think, but that's up to me. It's not up to you. I don't get, it's none of your business because this is all subjective and each person would have to answer on its own. Right? What would you do? What would you do? What? Dafka didn't say, what would you do? What? Gefilte fish? I don't care what you would do. Right? What do I care what you would do? Each person on his own. It's up to, well, you have to tell everybody what you would do. Who cares? Normal. Nobody cares. Each person on his own has to figure it out.
What if the guy himself cares more about?
It's a big chiddush, this, no? Rabbi Cooper, it's a big chiddush. What?
The guy himself cares more about.
But it's like this Friday night, all of us are coming to the table, right? We're taking off the Kallus, put on the toilet paper, right? Now, don't do it. So I tell you not to do it. First of all, it's a minig Yisrael of Kallus. No, but first of all, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. First of all, it's a minig Yisrael of Kallus. Okay, so you want to do like the minig Yisrael. Second of all, you got a big cooler today. All the placekim and the Achrayim, they're all discussing, do I have to be the challah I'm using at the Friday night meal? Sheikh is in the ganze Welt. What bichlal sheikh is? Why would I need to be the challahs from Friday night? Why? Lama? Leave your challahs on the hot plate, isn't the hate? Right? Is this a challah? But could it be some challah from the freezer that you don't plan on using this Shabbos? What I'm saying, pshita, no. It's not a Tzarech Shabbos. Pshita, no. Of course I want the fire more than I want that. Everything is easy. I'm just trying to show you it's so easy. It's so easy. Now, if it was up to me and there was no minig Yisrael and my wife wouldn't leave me, I would take toilet paper and plunk it on the table. The reason I'm not going to is because I don't want my wife to leave me. But the other reason I'm not going to is because minig Yisrael. But the third reason I'm not going to is because, okay, this is where the one part where I'm not 1,000,000% sure about. If I have 25 toilet paper things, right? If I have 25 packages of toilet paper, so does it work that if that's the one thing I'm not 1,000,000% sure about? Does it work that if I'm going to wind up using that one, so then therefore pshita, it's a Tzarech Shabbos, so it wins? Or do I say no? Because now I could choose. That was my question before, Rabbi, when I have 5 bottles of Coke. That I'm not 100% sure. I have 6 bottles of Coke. Any one of them I could use, and I'm going to actually use this one. So then why is that more important? Let me clarify my question. I have 6 bottles of Coke, 1 bottle, and not the case before that it was a closed bottle. I have 6 bottles of Coke. They're all open. And one of them is going to wind up not getting used. I'm only going to use 5 bottles. Okay? That case, I'm not 1,000,000% sure about, because now if you'd ask me to choose the candle or the Coke, I know the MS. I would choose the candle because I would say I have other bottles of Coke. That's the part I'm not sure about. You understand my suffix? Everybody say that part I'm not sure about. Therefore, the toilet paper, if you have 3 packages of paper, put the toilet paper on the table, right? But if you have 25, that's the one suffix I'm not clear about. Is everything else clear? Okay, wait, Spirus first. He's a Kayan. I don't know what to do now. Kayan, go. Okay, so you ask me a question. You want to know, what about the plates? Do plates beat candles? What? Wait a minute. Watch this. Do plates beat candles? Do plastic plates beat candles? Right? So let's see. If you have 1,000 plastic plates, then you have my suffix. I don't know about that, and I have more of them. I'm not sure. Because if you ask me, do I need those? I don't know if I would say, yes, I need that more than the candle. I would say I have 500 other plates. I'm very nice to be machmir in that case. Wait, slow. I'm saying if I have plastic plates, but wait a minute. Let's say I only have, sometimes a person goes away for Shabbos, he buys exactly plastic plates. He counts out and whatever. It's like, you ever want to know what it is to be Chinese, right? So you're like counting out, one green, right? And so he has the exact amount of plates. So B'kai Governor, I don't know. I think the plates are for sure more. If you ask me, what do I want? Do I want the plastic plates, which cost $1? Or do I want, of course I want the plastic plates. I don't want to eat off the table. What's bestafed? I want to eat off the plate. Right? The plastic fork. No, it's very scary. If I have 1 plastic fork in the house, according to what I'm saying, you have 1 plastic fork. And you need that plastic fork for Shabbos. And it's a choice of that or the candle. Right? But it's pshita that the fork is going to win. This is probably the biggest chiddush that was ever said in history. So you're asking China plates. So if you eat on China plates, and those are the plates for Shabbos, pshita, it's more than the candle today in the year Tafshin Pei Aleph. I think in the year Taf Reish Pei Aleph also. I think the Chafetz Chaim, he didn't have fancy people plastic plates. So the Gevein in the Haim, the Chafetz Chaim, he would have told you, the teller, I need the plate. Wait, Spire keeps trying, but he's getting overpowered by the Kahanim. What do you say? Oh, I'm so nervous, but yeah, I got a drink of water. Wait a minute, Rabbi Spire, what does Rabbi Kallus hold about leichters, fancy people leichters? Rabbi Kallus holds like Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, the greatest Jew that walked the face of this planet for the last 60 years. What are you talking? Right? There were no better people.
What about if you have a guy who wants the
romantic candles?
Better than the collar.
Better than the collar. Wait, so fine. So each to each their own. Each time, I just yelled at Rabbi Chodi. I'm not interested in what goes on in your house. Fine, very good. That's a good case. Let's say he has romantic candles with his little yingelach around the table with him and his wife. Very nice, very romantic, right? so very, very nice. So anyways, so there he is. So he says, if you ask me, it's more. So you're not going to say it's more important than the chal, I hope, right? Just and I also think you're going to say it's more important than the toilet paper, right? I hope, right? I'm definitely talking to the wrong person, but Akabanim, is it more important than the Doritos? Pshita, no question. Is it more important than that each person has to decide, what do you want from me? It's up to you. What do you want from me? Okay? Basically, the whole world has changed. This has never happened in the history of the world. No, I never say Chadush. This is not a Chiddush. This is Pshita, right? Mr. Brewer says, right? What are you asking? Rabbi Rosenberg, who's asking? Somebody was asking over there. Good? If what? What I need all? Oh, you mean because I have others that goes into my stuff. What? No, but that you are eating on, you will not, Mr. Normala, right? You'll eat only on China this Shabbos. That for sure I have no suffix about. My only suffix is when you have 6 bottles of Coke and one of them is not getting used anyways. So the mechatesi that I need her more than I need the fire. I need the. I'm like that it's us that it's not that it'll be a basis. So that's a good question. Let's say you never know what can happen, right? You never can happen. I would say pshita that the Coke wins because I want to have the option of the Coke. Pshita. I don't want to wind up not having the Coke. Pshita. What? Cold Coke. Yeah, for sure. That's a cold Coke. What are you talking about, right? Like, Avada Shabbos. What's Shabbos without it, right? It's like cold Coke. What? Sorry. No, so no, because if he has this now, he needs it now. Now that's a real thing. He has cold. That's like a real thing, Rabbi. He has cold Coke now, and so if you'd ask him, what would you rather have, the candle or this? And what's he going to say? Well, I have other Coke. Thank you, but it won't be cold. So I'll have cold Coke tomorrow. Shkayach. Right? And tomorrow I'm going to have milk in my coffee. Right? No, it's pashit. It's mamish pashit. Right? Sorry? Oh, if it won't be cold by the time it comes to the deal, then you didn't get anything. But you don't understand him, right? He's from from Scotland. It's like he took it and he put it in the gore freezing, and it's mamish. It's got like ice, and there's like a winter coat around it, and he put no, don't cause trouble. What?
You want the coat, but you want not the coat.
So you should go for counseling. Sorry? Doesn't go. You're the owner. You own her, right? What do you mean, right? Okay, so the Yiddish mama, right, is not the kaveya of the I don't know. That's already interesting. Who's kaveya? Okay, now we spoke about who's kaveya in these things, right? It's true. I appreciate your question now a little bit more. He's saying you ask your wife this question, and she says, Coke is like a via vaisa tuma. Coke is worse than the vaccine, and Coke and this and that, right? But I don't know. I'm not convinced. You own her, you own the lighter, you own the table, you own her, you own the children. I don't know. Later. I'm not convinced. Later. No, but I'm so nervous about this chiddush, right? No, I said a kapitel tilim. What? I said kapitel yud gimel. What? What's the difference, Pats? She was conveying the Pats copy which sugya? That what?
She has the right to the pot.
Say it, but that because I'm masking daite. I agree with the way she uses the pot. Hello, she's taking away Coke, right? What are you talking about? I'm telling you. Let's go by very quickly. I opened the door to him to speak. I don't know what I was thinking. Wait. No talking. One second. I didn't, wait. What happened? It's because I forgot the gavel. No. I don't know what happened here. This never happened in the Shiur. What happened? I was very like nice. Right? Watch. Let me show you a little bit more. No talking, right? Like this. No, but I think everything I said is clear. No? Is anybody not scared? One second. Let me ask my question first. Is anybody not scared to argue on me? Somebody want to argue? Because by this pashit, is anybody? If you're scared, it's not going to work. Don't be scared. Argue it, but if you're wrong, I'm going to stop. Oh my God, it's 45. No. What? Any tzarich Shabbos. That's the Shevet Levi says. That doesn't say that over here. That's what the Shevet Levi says. Now maybe. One second. The Shevet Levi says maybe something is more important than the other is like who belongs on the table and who doesn't. Kallus belongs on the table and the fire doesn't. I don't see that in the Mishabur at all. One moment. Mishabur doesn't say that at all. The question is the svara be'etzim a good svara? Now there's another thing. Maybe I don't need that svara when it comes to all the cases we spoke about, Doritos and challahs and matzahs and everything. I don't need that svara. Now there's a question. The question is like this. I gave you an example of the toilet paper. Okay, and I gave you an example, which is the same question you're asking, but I gave the example. That you can now argue on me. This is how if you want to argue, you can't argue on the side. The Mishabur is saying what we're saying, but you could say the Shevet Levi's Yisayid as an Eigen of Yisayid. Not the. You can some say that Yisayid. Now somebody might come along and say, if I have toilet paper on a table and I have leichters on a table, one sees the table, it's true. This is a new svara. I mean, you have to be the Gadol Hador to say this svara. I'm not, I'm just saying it's not a Mishnah Berurah. This is a whole new svara that you have to prove. Kimoi that we found conceptually a concept of Kina Shel Tarnagolim. This is not Kina Shel Tarnagolim, but conceptually we found a concept that when you have a bus, is something holding up something else. So then we have to see, it's a balancing, do you belong here and you don't, So now, somebody, maybe a Gadol Hador, maybe a Gadol Hador, maybe a Vosner, can come along and say, if I have toilet paper on a table and Leichters on a table, then I'm not going to look at the table as holding up the toilet paper, even though you need the toilet paper. And that's I told you, I'm not doing it this week for a few reasons. This will be another reason why I'm not going to do it, right? The nafkamina will be like a plastic fork, right? That I want and that I need and that I'm using for the meal and that I don't have others, right? So that, you have all the svaras there. It's something that belongs on a table. A fork belongs on a table, right? So you say tissues also belong on a table because a person, he has a tissue on the table. Look around over here, you have tissues on the table, he blows his nose, he needs a tissue. Okay, it's a chilek, right? By the meal and whatever. So now, that svara is a chiddush. I hear it a little bit, I hear it copied surah of a Shabbos table also. Toilet paper against tissues, against a leichter. Who look at this in the tzura? But this is a chiddush, Rabbi Isai. If I would say this chiddush on my own, you should take out, the sign, the mehechetesi, right? The other side says tirchet tzibura, right? You should take out your mehechetesi sign, right? And I would say, it's a good kasha. The Rav Vosner says it. Rav Vosner says it on his own. Again, I don't believe that that's pshat in the Mishnah Berurah. So Rav Vosner's Adam Gadol, he says it, and maybe we could use Rav Vosner l'chumra. He was using it l'kula. Rav Vosner was trying to say that therefore Chal against the Leichler, that's why Chal wins, because he belongs there and he doesn't. First of all, the Balabatish kind of disagree. Chalas belong on the table, and Leichters belong on the table. So even the Balabatish kind of don't agree. And second of all, it's not the what the Mishnah Berurah is saying. Mishnah Berurah says, Pashit, this thing is more important than that. But conceptually, maybe the Rav Vosner is right. It's an interesting svara. It's very mustaber. It fits with a lot of the svaras that we said in buses. It's just that I would have liked to have seen such a thing in black on white. To see it, that's the chayra. That's the chayra. That answers you also, Bespar, correct? Rabbi Buki, you're a Miyoshev or no? What? Yeah, okay, for sure not. I agree with that 100%. If you take Kallus, 1 second, Rabbi Buki, this is Kiddush number 5. If you take Kallus and put it on a leichter, you're a weird dude, right? But if you take toilet paper, tissues, and put it on a table, I'm not saying a blown nose tissue. You have tissues on the table. Is everyone going to say, oh, there's a packet of tissues on the table? What? What ikras the ikras yasa is for your leichters? You should be arrested. Are there leichters on your table right now? No. Your ikras of your table is for leichters? That's 10 kedushin, right? Good, everyone's mushim, good. It's exciting today, no? See, yesterday I didn't eat, today I ate. Oh, I ate, okay. The fire in those days was worth a lot.
No, of the value of the fire.
The value, we're not discussing value, we're discussing tzorich.
No, because now you need the fire, you need the challah.
Right, so what do you need more?
Nothing more. Shad are worth more, and you need
Not worth. The Mishnah Berurah doesn't say a word about Shavios. The Mishnah Berurah doesn't say a word about Shavah. The Mishnah Berurah says you need more. Good? No. If there's somebody, 1 minute. Mishnah Berurah says, Gam kikris ushardvar sarich l'Shabbos pshita hein chashid yoser min haner.
because they're worth more.
Where does he say that they're worth more?
Well, you say that
He doesn't say them shavim yoser, which would have been less drops of ink. He says chashuvim yoser. What does he say? And Rav Moshe said it's pashut that this is not totally in value. Rav Moshe took on cheap. Good. All right, we'll talk after. Now, let me get in Rabbi said. So they asked Rav Chaim Kanievsky. In the Alibid El Chasa, in the 51st page. They asked him, gold watch on a table, or the leichters. Now, he wasn't getting involved in if they're expensive leichters or not. He means the candles, whatever, right? Gold watch on a table, and the assumption is the gold watch is expensive, whatever, it's meinish plated, yeah? So expensive gold watch that you gave Yechusin in Bnei Brak against the candles, right? So now, watch this. Till today, I would have said, candles is a mitzvah. mitzvah and whatever, a candles is a mitzvah, whatever, it's a mitzvah Shabbos and whatever, right? And a watch is nice, but what are you talking about, right? But now let's see, the way that we're learning, let's try and answer this ourselves. What do you want more, the candle or your gold watch? What's the answer? I want my gold watch. I'm not proud of it. What? How did they ask her, can you ask you this question? Right? The answer is, it's a woman's watch, obviously, right? But so maybe I'm saying once it's a woman's watch, I don't know what it meant over there. It's mashma that the question they were asking is not mitzvah that she's wearing the watch on Shabbos. It sounds like they're asking the question inherently, a gold watch is something which is more important to me or not. That's their question. That's what they asked. What? Right, but the Mishnah Berurah doesn't mean that the only way to kaveya is Serach Shabbos. One of the ways, that's where Moshe told us. We have different ways we could be kaveya. One, it's value, okay? But there's things that supersede that. Kedusha could supersede that. Another thing that could supersede that is what? Is Serach Shabbos, right? But let's say now you have a very interesting thing. You have Serach Shabbos against the value, and the value is more important. In other words, does it work the other way? Can it work with Kula? Can I ask this person and say, what's more important to you? The gold watch. So what do you guys say? The gold, what do you say? What's more important? So again, in the year Tov Shin Pei Aleph, I don't even know what the shaila is. By us, it's not even a shaila. Of course, the answer is the gold watch. Elamai, first of all, you see from over here, the Laker of Vosner. Why didn't Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky right away say back, Shaykhis, gold watch on the table? Why did he right away start screaming? Shaykhis, gold watch, table. The table's holding candles. The table doesn't hold the table doesn't hold watches. The table's not for watches, but the shaykhis of a. So you see, that far doesn't exist by all the gedolim. That far is not as far by all the gedolim. So they asked this one moment. They asked this question to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, and they said, "Is the watch if the person wants their watch more?" That's how they asked it. So he said, "Ulai." He didn't get much, But he didn't say no. So let's don the shayla ourselves, right? What do you say? Let's see. My wife's diamond ring or my wife's gold watch or whatever it is, right? It's on the table and it's against the leichter. The leichter is not expensive. The leichter is expensive, but we said it doesn't make a chesron kiss. So now that against the fire in the year Tavshin Pei Aleph, no shayla. In the year Tav Reish Pei Aleph. Again, and what I'm teaching you here is that Serach Shabbos is a winner. It could win. But Serach Shabbos doesn't mean he always wins. He might lose to something that you value more. Maybe you have to get your priorities straight, or I don't know what. Okay, thank you. But in the meantime, I want my watch, right? So let's see. I don't know. I can't find here that if I'm going to ask the person, what do you prefer, this or the fire on the table? He's going to look at me like I'm not normal. Of course I want my watch. So the only svara is Rav Vosner's svara. And you see that didn't bother Reb Chaim Kanievsky. He didn't say, Bechlal, what are you talking about? It's not a holder of the table. We know what Rav Vosner would say. Rav Vosner would say, of course, the candles has more of a shaykhus on the table than a watch, right? And that we can ask the person, if he tells me, it's more important for me, my watch. Some ladies, you said before, will say, no, the ambiance of Shabbos is more important to me. I prefer that more and whatever. Let's say like this. Let's say she says that I'm not wearing this watch on Shabbos. Okay? I'm first not wearing this watch on Shabbos. This is my weekday, but I value it more. So then I guess you'd have to ask her, what do you value more, the yachas, one to the other on the table? What do you value more? That's a hard one. What? In other words, does that svara work against us? Could that svara work against us that I don't want it, I'm not going to use it on Shabbos? Come again? So there, I for sure have to go after Shabbos because there's no mile of the $1,000 and there's no mile of the watch. So there, the only way to figure it out is the Shabbos. So the Verstetzach would just say, if the watch is $900, the $1,000 wins. If the watch is $1,100, the watch wins, right? Because there, everything's telling Shabbos because I don't plan on using it on Shabbos, right? But here, when we're on the table, let's try to figure this out ourselves, right? Because Chaim gave us a new line. Let's say I have on the table a watch and I'm not using it. Again, if I want to use it on Shabbos, for sure, the watch will win. Fine. If I don't want to use it on Shabbos, and now I just want to know who's more important.
So wife's gonna decide
Well, let's say you're maskim daita. It gets a little complicated, that chat. Let's say you're maskim daita to that. You know. What? If Tzarech Shabbos wins against value, that's because when there is a Tzarech Shabbos, of course that's more important, okay? But let's say there's no Tzarech Shabbos, that doesn't mean he's an automatic loser. Doesn't mean he's an automatic loser. But no, let me explain. He's asking, so the candle's at Tzarech Shabbos, right? But what if I come along and I say, no, because it's more important to me, this item. That's even a Shabbos ticket I want. I might not use it on Shabbos, but my value system is nimdud at the beginning of Shabbos, and I value this more than that. You're asking me. If you ask me, I tell you I value it more. Now, that svara is a svara, only the kula. Tzarech can only help you the kula, possibly. I want this item on Shabbos. So therefore, of course, it's more valuable to you. The other direction, if I tell you that I'm not using it on Shabbos, and the candles, I do, but I tell you, my son, it's more, I value more my... Right? Maybe you got to get your priorities straight, but that's the Maisa, the Metzias. I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Have you ever had a bus of Shabbos? You never went to most things.
Sorry?
You never value most things on Shabbos. You never had a bus.
I told you a million cases. One case is you have, again, in the drawer, you have $1,000 against glasses, then you have 2 pairs of glasses, right? For sure, that's not a Tzarech Shabbos. For sure, it's not a Tzarech Shabbos. Or you have a million cases, right? You have the case of the Leichters on the table, and on the table, you have there, like I said, a bottle of Coke, which is closed and you can't open it on Shabbos. Of course, it's not a Tzarech Shabbos. And of course, it's less valuable. And of course, I want the candles there. What? The case with the glasses is not a mother case. It's very negah. Watch. You have 2 pairs of glasses. You have one which is a Shabbos pair of glasses, like every normal pair, right? You have a Shabbos pair of glasses, and you have a weekday pair of glasses, okay? Erev Shabbos, you open up your drawer. Inside your drawer, there's money in thousands of dollars and whatever. Okay. You open up your drawer, you take out your Shabbos glasses, you put on your Shabbos glasses. You take off your weekday glasses, you put them inside the drawer. Okay. On Shabbos, you break your glasses. It happens. How does it happen? Sometimes it happens, because you get a little too labidic in the mirrors and whatever. Also, Purim Sholosh is coming. So it happens. So you break the glasses. You say, oh, Chazdei Hashem. Baruch Hashem, not everybody has 2 glasses. I, Baruch Hashem, have 2 pairs of glasses. So you go to the drawer, but you say, wait, but this glasses is obviously more important for me now because now I need glasses. Oh, migudis katsai, tough guy. Migudis katsai, tough guy. Migudis katsai. That glasses, as if when Shabbos came in, what was more important? $1,000. Now, what's more important? These glasses are more important. It doesn't make a difference because that was already, it's very serious. This is very, no games, Rabbi say. Right? Oh no, what happened here? Oh no. I'm sorry? Doesn't matter because they would talk about then. We're at the time when Shabbos came in, these were the glasses you were using. Right? Are we on fire? Or it doesn't smells like fire in here, no? I'm not wrong. I'm not crazy, right? Whoever does this, you can't smell anything, right? Yeah, nobody can smell anything, right? But all right, so what happened today? This never happened before, ever. All right. I have to continue tomorrow. All right, I'm coming upstairs and I'll talk to Terry there. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry we didn't get anywhere today. What can I tell you? I tried. I don't know what happened over here. It's the Avoin Hador. It's the oven of the door.
What? I gotta run soon. With any lady, not one man.